Hello, welcome to Invictus Motors, Invictus Porsche. We've got this Porsche 911 on the ramp at the back. This is the 2016 991.2. They've become turbocharged, twin turbocharged since 2015. You could find potentially some examples very late 2014, i.e. sort of December 2014. And this has had a very good service history, serviced at Porsche in 2018, then 2020, then in 2022, the next service being due in sort of around July 2024, and then we've done another service now as it's going up for sale. And just to kind of show you around what it normally requires from a servicing point of view, I'll just run you through it. I mean, just to even basically access the spark plugs in these are the 6 spark plugs that we have taken out. Some of them we have already put in. This is the condition of the older spark plugs. At some point during its life, these have been done, but still very important that I actually show them. I'll put these away. But to kind of just even simply access the spark plugs, you've got to strip quite a bit of the vehicle. That means the rear bumper, that means that rear spoiler there at the back as well. And obviously both the intercooler from bank 1 and the intercooler from bank 2 would need to be removed. And just to kind of give you an idea of all the parts everywhere, the wheels, this is the side part of the air ducting, and that's the bank 2 intercooler, the spoiler, the rear bumper. This is a pretty clean car. Also gives us an idea when we're actually stripping these cars what it's like in terms of places like the intercoolers where you see these leaves. Gives us an opportunity to actually clean these up and remove these leaves and bits and pieces. If you are curious to see the spark plugs on them, the spark plugs after you remove the intercooler, I'll show it to you on the other side. You disconnect these turbo feed line pipes, these air pipes, and behind there where you actually see the coil packs, the coil packs are removed and the spark plugs are accessed behind that. Let me actually show it to you on that side so you can see what it looks like. This is where the intercooler has been removed, and you can see the turbo is there. Allows us to actually inspect the turbo feed line pipes as well, and that's an example of one of the spark plugs that we've still left unopened, so you can see what the condition is like. And also the other good thing about doing this is it also tells us the condition and the life of the coil packs, so in case they need doing, we can then actually see it for ourselves. Now, another big ticket item on them is what I have in the caption picture, is the air filter. The air filter is basically based right up in here. This is the air filter that's come out of this 911. Again, at some point in its life it's been replaced. We've got our oily hands on it, so it's having a new air filter. And just to kind of show you a couple of other things as well, this is the pollen filter that's come out the 911, which is there at the front. You can see this pollen filter is getting on quite a bit. And this is quite easily accessible because that's at the front underneath the bonnet. And this is the oil filter that's come out of this 911 as well. Again, at some point it has been replaced. It's still holding like you would, but just to be on the safe side, it's going to be replaced as well alongside the air filter, pollen filter, the cabin filter, the spark plugs. I mean, you name it. As part of doing one of these services, you make sure that it's all in absolutely tip-top condition. Let me actually put the vehicle up on the ramp a little bit so you could see. Okay, I've put it up too high. I'm not as tall as my mechanic, but we will do by this. whilst we've got it up on the ramp, we check for all the sort of coolant pipes, the brake lines that are running to each calipers, ultimately check if there's any old oil leaks, etc. All the under trays are in pretty good condition. It's got a little bit of a slight little mark here on one of the under trays, but that's what they're there for. But they're all intact, they're all holding nice and tightly, so you can see the condition of them. And another good thing to do here whilst you've got it up on the ramp is to actually not just check the brakes from the outside, because on the outside they can be showing nice and shiny, but on the inside face they can sometimes be very, very badly corroded. The front tires, you could see these were replaced on the 15th, well, not replaced, but these tires were manufactured on the 15th week of 2022. Potentially then they were supplied to a company like a main dealer to be fitted in 2023 or very, very late 2022. But these are in pretty good condition. They're almost like, you know, still looking like absolutely brand new. The brakes, you can see the brake life right from here, from the inside. You can still see that big chunk on the brake pads. They've also been replaced. The discs are in fantastic condition. I would say the discs and the pads have got a very minimum easy life of about 80%, and the tires are in almost like new condition. Another good thing to inspect whilst these are on the ramp is just around the wheel arches, just to see if there's any damage, any paint corrosions, and all of the suspension components are checked. You know, the drop links, the control arms, the struts. You can see the suspension strut over there, and making sure these headlight adjusters are all working and nice and free. And now we go for the same to the back. You've got the wheel here. And the same thing with here. You can see the date on the tire, which first manufactured in 12th week of 2021. And let me just move this to the side to show you the life of that rear tire. Again, it's got fantastic life all across. So I'd say this has got a very minimum of 65% life remaining on those rear tires. The discs and the pads, the discs have been replaced at some point. It's almost got no lip. The rear brake pads, I'd say it's got about 35 to 40% life there on those rear brake pads. But remember, for twice replacing the front brakes, you replace the rear brakes once. And again, we check everything else, the suspension components, making sure that everything is exactly where it's meant to be, nice and tight, and exactly as it should be, ready for the customer to enjoy this 911 for many years to come. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video, and hopefully you've enjoyed what we've had to show you. If you've got any questions in regards to this Porsche 911, it is currently for sale, or something you'd like to get serviced in with us, feel free to contact us. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share what you experience have been like servicing them, maintaining them, and ultimately just very curious to know what you think of this side of the business, showing you these cars on the ramp. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.